Hey everyone, and welcome back to Peep Sight. Today we're going to be talking about some fun upgrades that we're doing on my AR that I won in the raffle. First off, we're going to start with this. This is a safety selector. It's going to be ambidextrous.
Pretty good thing to add to your rifle. It will allow a left-handed shooter specifically to be able to manipulate the firearm just as a right-handed shooter would. There's some advantages and disadvantages to the one that he has. He's got one that is full side selector on both sides. So depending on how you manipulate the selector, it may brush up against your thumb. Sometimes they'll put a slightly shorter one for the right side of the gun, which is what a left-handed shooter would be using. But for the right-handed shooter, it allows them to manipulate it quicker. This is made specifically for the left-handed shooter, which is why they're both full size. That's the one disadvantage. Okay, we got here the kit, and if my memory serves me correctly, the only tools we should need are a long flathead screwdriver, Loctite, and then the Allen key should be in there. We could be wrong when we open it up and I look at the instructions though. Here we've got a set of instructions. Got an Allen key, one half of a selector, the other half of a selector, and the screw. Put these up here. The instructions here. I like to start when I'm working on anything. Just take the gun apart, pop in the rear pin, front pin, set that off to the side. What we're going to be doing here is replacing this piece here with one that's on both sides. Alright, to replace the safety selector, what you have to do is remove the pistol grip where there's a spring and a detent. On this Magpul model here, you're going to take the cap off. In the bottom, they usually have a flathead or an Allen key. This one's got both. So when you take this off, you want to be kind of slow because there's a spring and the detent pushed together here, providing tension on the selector. And if you let all those pieces fly out, then you'll have a hard time putting this back together. Big screws out. We'll slowly take this apart. So you can kind of see right here, this is where the spring's at. So the spring and the detent will be up here against the selector. The spring's coming out with the grip. You can see right there. And the detent right there. Alright, now that the spring and detent are out, we have to replace the selector. I'm holding it in place with my thumb because it'll literally come right out now. So this is the one-sided selector. The two-sided selector has two sides. So this came out. The left side of the frame was a connected piece. We're going to drop same way. Here you can see the cross slot. And there's a groove there, and this will lock into place. Now what we want to do is we're going to put a drop of Loctite on screw. Use the blue so you can take it off again someday if you want. Make sure that both sides are lined up. See them lined up there. Snug it down. Real quick, we'll talk about how the safety actually works and what the detent's there. This is the same on both of them. This is just the one we took off. The detent, it's got a little pointy part. It'll sit inside these. There's a hole here, and then a groove, and a hole here. So this would be if it's in the fire position and the safe position. And if you had a military spec one, they would have another groove going all the way to the other half. We'd have the full auto or burst, but we don't have those.
Yeah, we're not cool enough.
So what we're going to do, we're going to drop that detent, pointy part, down in there. Now here we're going to have to be careful. We've got that spring still. I'm going to ease that in to that hole and seat that into place. And then if I had any grace, we'll see if we can't drop this into. Some people will put a piece of tape over the screwdriver blade to hold it into place. And we might try that here in a second. We swapped for an Allen key so we have a tighter fit. If you had a fatter bladed screwdriver, it'll hold it better. This way it's less likely to fall off. Snug that up. And then we'll see, it'll click into place. And then on the new side, also clicking into place.
Well, thanks, Joe. This Ambu safety selector is awesome. My wife is going to love it, especially since she's a left-handed shooter. Now, I got this safety selector from Palmetto State Armory. They had it on a sale, Memorial Day sale. So it was very inexpensive, shipped to my door in about a week, which is awesome because they're on the other side of the country. So they're good company. They've always treated us well, and we're not sponsored by them, but maybe one day. Be nice.
If they want more people to promote their product, though, we're more than willing. But in all seriousness, no, they're a good company, and I've never had any issues with any of the products.
Well, thanks for joining us today, and we want to get your opinion in the comments below on what you think about this ambidextrous safety. Is it awesome? Do you like it? Do you not? Let us know.
Thanks for joining us.